don't take a trade today, over the course of the week, we can expect this our analysis to play out at certain points. Okay, so let's just run through these few things we have here. So I'm going to start with AUD card. I'll start with AUD card. Let's see what we have for AUD card. So let's go from the weekly. It's a new week. It's important to analyze from the weekly so that we know that, okay, we have clarity from the higher time frame point of view. So I'll start by saying AUD card has been going up. AUD card has been going up. We have all of this. This one is for the future. Let me point that out. This area here is for the future, right? Whenever price wants to come back to this area, we know that here we should look to buy from here. There's a very major key level in the market. Resistance 1, 2, 3, 4 times before price now, before price now ran through this area, right? So this one is for later, but this one what I want to show us for today. So what we saw here is that we had this behavior here from the weekly time frame, and we should be going to where at least we should be having a target here. Now on the daily time frame, what do we want to see on the daily time frame after we get our step 1, which is the sweep? On the daily time frame, we need alignment, is it not? So let the daily time frame give you something like this on the line chart, right? And then what do we have here? If I show you the line chart now, you see that the daily did not do it. It's just now that the daily is trying to expand. If you go back to daily time frame, you see that for us to fully confirm that price is going to go to this high, the daily has to close what? The daily has to close bullish the way it is, so that we know that yes, we are in the clear to buy all the way till this draw on liquidity on AUD card. But I want to show you something also. I want to show you something. Between Friday and Thursday, something happened. So, while expecting the daily, let me show you. While expecting the daily to expand, right? We know that we want price to go up, is it not? Good. Now, the daily showed us something between Thursday and Friday. Let me show you. Daily should give us something. Now, see, there was a daily low sweep. And where should we target? Is it not here? This was Friday and Thursday and Friday. So Friday's candle swept Thursday's candle, but we did not get to that Thursday target yet, is it not? So you see that this is another indication that yes, if price is to get to Thursday's target, it will also indicate that on the daily time frame, we have done what we have expanded to align with that weekly move. I'll say it again. We have a weekly move, right, to come here. This weekly move means that daily should align, is it not? So daily should do, or daily should align with that weekly move so that we can have a break of structure here. Then we know that yes, we can now buy till the weekly high. Is it not? Good. Now, in accordance with that, we also had that daily swept here. That's Friday swept Thursday low, but did not get to Thursday high. So that means there is still something to even play here on the daily time frame. This is without the weekly now. So you know that if we can finally get to these targets on the daily, it means that that weekly plan that we had is now is also aligned. So I just spotted this and I said I should share with us. So now daily low sweep, what should we expect now? We should expect 4 hours expansion this time around, is it not? And what do we have here? We said that we had the expansion here. Is it not? We had expansion there. So what do we expect price to do now? Is that this is a fair place that price can come down to trade before going up. But if price, please pay attention, if price should get to the draw on liquidity on the daily, you can cancel any plans to buy while we expect price to give us something to follow through. All right. If price gets to here first, it means that daily has fully expanded, and then we can now look for the next 4 hours to join in. Is that okay? But for now, as price has not yet reached this place now, this is where we should be looking to trade from. Price has come today and has also given us, you can see that there's an engulfing here. This today's candle fully engulfed this other small one inside there. So this is another confirmation that price is supposed to buy. Is that okay? So what we have right now is this 4 hours. What we have right now is this 4 hours fair value gap. Okay, let me show you what we have right now is this 4 hours fair value gap that we can expect price to trade into before we continue to the upside. Is that okay? But if price should get to this daily drawn liquidity first, then we look for a new opportunity to join into this high because this is our overall target, Abi. These are overall target on AUD card. So we are going to be looking at that for a good trading opportunity for, if not today, but at least this week. So currently it's not yet the price action is not yet mature. So we're waiting for it to give us something very tangible to work with. So when price drops into this area, we're going to be very interested in buying opportunities from here. All right. So that's that for AUD card. So keep an eye on that. You can see the fair value gap is there. There was a change of character. If I go to the line chart, you see that there was a sweep and a break of structure. You see, there was a sweep of this low before price came to take the high. So that's another indication that price should buy from that point. Is that okay? So that's AUD card. That's that for AUD. That's that for AUD card. All right. So now we have our direction, which is very, very important. When you have a direction for the day, for the week, for the month, you know that you're on the right side. And of course, this guy that is down here, this very major key level that is down here, also has what? Also has another block here. So what happens is if this one does not give us a good trading opportunity, or let's say price decides to violate all of this, you know that we are going to at least look to this is a very high probability area for price to buy from here. Is that okay? So that's that. That's that. So that's AUD card. So let's go on to the next one. AUD CHF. We are going to do the major currencies, of course. So it's just, So there's something on AUD CHF that I was going to share. I'm going to share something. So we had a monthly. This one, I saw it on the monthly. I don't really trade the monthly, but if the Holy Spirit takes me to the monthly time frame, I will just have to look at it, is it not? So, so we had the monthly high sweep there. So you know that we should be falling, is it not? So last week I said that if this last week's candle should, let me show you the line chart. If the last week candle should close bearish the way it was, then that simply means that what? That simply means that we are supposed to sell AUD all the way till the monthly low. But you see this candle now, if this candle did not close the way it closed, and let me say it closed, let me see if I can draw. Let me say this candle closed something like this. The wick, just ignore this one. Let's say the wick came did something like this, and then the body was now inside of this region. So you see that at this point there is no expansion, Abi. So we won't have been interested. But you see what happened is that price came and did what? Price came and closed body below this area. Is that okay? So if you go to our line chart, you can now see that yes, it has confirmed an expansion. So what do you want now? You want daily to give you what? A sweep and a break of structure, which you can see here. A sweep, a break of structure. So that means liquidity has been taken and everything is in place. So the next phase is to look for what? Buying opportunities. All right. So this is something like a key level area here for me to buy. But this is the daily time frame since we came from the monthly. So what happens is when price just simply runs into this whole area here, I'm going to look to buy. As simple as that. This is what? This is liquidity. Sorry, did I say buy? I'm going to look to sell. Forgive me. This is fair value gap. This is liquidity that is being printed just beneath our point of interest. You see, if I want to also plot, if I want to plot, what's it called? My key level. You see that it's also aligning with this area. Can you see? So you see that everything is in alignment. We're in the same zone. So when price comes back up into this zone, I'm going to look to sell from here. It's very simple. When price drops into this area, when maybe I can get a 4-hour expansion and then I'll trade, or I'll get a what? I'll get a 4 hours fully bearish engulfing candle like this, something like this on the 4 hour. Then I'll know that yes, I can do what? I can just trade from there all the way towards till this is our draw on liquidity that we're having here. Is it not? So that's my plan. So you see that I'm drawing out what I want to see. So if these things now come into these areas and sell or I'm buy, depending on what I plan, you see that I already planned it out. It's not me doing guesswork. I'm not doing wishful thinking here. All right, that I expect or I hope that price will. You see that I've finished drawing it. So if within the week these things happen, I will not be surprised. And of course, I hope that I expect that you will not be surprised by this too. So we had a monthly sweep. Weekly has given us the expansion now. Daily now has given us what? This area of interest for us. Is that okay? And now what do we want now? Normally, if it was 4 hours, I would have, or 1 hour ahead, I would have just said, go ahead and take the trade. Is it not? But maybe we would like some refinement since this area is coming from the daily time frame. All right. If it was 1 hour, I've taken the trade straight up. But since this is the daily time frame, and daily time frame can be very stressful to trade, and all of that. And people don't have the grace. So when price falls into this area and I see something like maybe a 4 hours expansion like that, we can now do what? We can enter from the 4 hours or probably from the 1 hour where we have a fair value gap. We can trade from there all the way till this our what? Till this our DOL. I'm very sure that we understand what I explained. Sorry. I'm very sure that we understand very well my plan for AUD CHF. So that's one of the guys I'm looking at for this beautiful week. So let's go to one of the major currencies, which is AUD USD. So the information on AUD USD is quite stressful to me, if I'm being very honest. All right. So what we're having on AUD USD is that on the weekly now, you see price was just going up, and then it was as if there was liquidity here, this high here that price took. So it's showing as if it wants to fall. So if I go to the daily now, you see that daily gave us a couple of expansions. See it here. A couple of expansion was here on the daily, and then even here too on the daily. All right. And now, at the same time, we also ran into something that is here. Is that okay? But you know what I always say? Where is price coming from? All right. That's very, very important. Where is price coming from? So price is coming from the sweep of this high here. So what I'm saying is that I'm going to be more cautious, right? While trading AUD USD, because the information is quite when you're having a buy information, at the same time you're having a sell information. So you should be very, very careful. So since you are coming from here also, I've spotted this sweep and break situation here that I can draw. Normally, I can just draw like this. Is that okay to look for buys? But if price should come inside here first, I'm going to look for confirmation to sell. Let me explain. We have something here. We have a sweep situation here. Then we have we have a break. And then price is using here as what? As liquidity. I don't know if anybody remembers the heads and shoulders pattern. Remember the heads and shoulders pattern, it is pointing here very well. Is that okay? So there's a serious heads and shoulders pattern that at play here. So when price comes to take this place, I can look to do what? I can look to sell from here. Is that okay? So the thing is, the information on AUD USD is showing you buy, showing you sell at the same time. So what do I always say? If you have something like a sell, right? And let me say you have something like something that you wanted to buy from here, right? And you also had a sell here. Wherever price gets to, if price gets to this sell first, feel free to sell. But if price for some reason runs to the buy first before the sell, you know that price should come back and do what? Price should come back and clear the sell. Is that okay? Now, notice where price is coming from is that we have what? The main structure is here. The main structure is here. Is that okay? This is a very messy drawing, but I hope you understand. Let me change the color. The main structure is here. That is the main structure. So whatever thing is happening inside of inside here is what we call minor structure. Is that okay? Whatever is happening inside of here is minor structure. So if the minor structure gets triggered first, then sure, you can sell. But when price comes back to the major structure here, to the major structure, which is this one, then you know that you should do what? You should change your bias to follow through with what the major structure is giving us. And then you know that that buy definitely will go back to clear the sell. Of course, the same thing happens in the sell scenario. Is that okay? So now what I'm seeing here is that we have a possible sell opportunity here. And since we're also coming from this sweep of the old high that we add here, okay? So anything that can happen now, I'm going to know when price comes here. I'll look, can I sell from there? If yes, I will sell. Is that okay? But if price decides to come to this buy first before even reaching the sell, that's good. I can still look for a buy opportunity. But I'm not going to enter straight buy or sell on any of these guys. Let price drop into or go up into any of these opportunities, and then give me something on the 30 minutes or on the 1 hour time frame before I'll engage. There's a reason why. The information is conflicting. All right. We're having buy, we're having sell. So what happens is when price is getting to either of these regions first, wait for price to give you a further confirmation that, oh, okay, I want to buy you or I want to sell you. before anything. Is that okay? So that's that for AUD USD. All right. So let's see GJ. Let's see GJ. So GJ, there was something on the weekly time frame for GJ. Let me give me a moment. There's something on the weekly time frame for GJ. So GJ took this low, and I was expecting it to come all the way to this high. So let's go to the daily. So you see that we had at the end of the day we had what? We had an expansion. Yes, last week Friday. Finally, price there was some people trying to sell from here. We also looked at possible sell opportunities from this region. All right. But what happened is that price went and expanded to the upside. Now, what's the next question? Next question is there, let me explain that again. Now, we're trying to sell from here because this place was a very powerful key level, is it not? But what did price do? Price finally came to do what? Expand. So if I go to the line chart, you see that there was an expansion here. Is that okay? Now, that was why the sales that happened there were invalidated. All people were trying to sell from here. A lot of people were trying to sell from here. You can see why now. It was a very good trading opportunity here. You can see. You can see. So even as much as this sell was very good, I also pointed out that weekly has swept that low. Daily may want to what? Daily may want to come and expand to take out those weekly sellers. And that's what price did. And now what the price do after very, very important. You see why I say the 3 steps are very important. After the expansion, we go to the 4 hours. Has price given you fair value gap that he wants to buy from? So what did he do now? He swept people that are trying to sell, but he did not give you that 4 hour fair value gap to trade. See, there's no fair value gap in this range. That's the truth. There's no fair value gap in this range. So where do you place your trades from? You see why I said the 3 steps are very important. You don't just, you don't just disregard one step because because you feel that this one happened, this one. No, that's not how you trade. Is that okay? So normally I would love to see maybe a fair value gap or something, and the fair value gap did not present itself. That's why I decided to still sit on the sidelines. And now what I'm seeing here is that the daily today is also coming to give me a new expansion. Now today is Monday. Everything is still very fresh. You need the market to settle down, like to give you a clear direction. Now imagine today closes like this. Let's just imagine the way today is. It closes like this. What do you think price just did? Price just simply did was swept the sellers here. Let me show you what price did. If today closes like this, so price just simply swept the sellers. Let me delete this guy. Right? Tapped into this other block that is here. And then has come to do what? Has come to sell. Now, the next point of interest, can you see that there's a sort of key level here also? Can you see that we have here that flipped around and worked as a little bit of a resistance? Price now use it again here. And then price is now printing fair value gap here. So would it be wrong if I look for a sell from here? I don't think so. And then you can also see this, if I zone in, you'll see that there's still some possible other block up there. So what happened is I'm not in a hurry to trade. Is that okay? Because price can still say, I swept that weekly low. I still want to go up. There's nothing you're going to do about it. Is that okay? But let today close and show that, okay, I am actually bearish. At least temporarily, I'm going to like to sell from here. Then this will now be a good indication that we can look to trade from this key level here or from this guy. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Okay, I don't know if I'm making any sense. So what price has done? Price swept the sellers that were here and then broke all of this structure. Is that okay? Broke all this structure. So what is happening is that if today, if this is not a fake out, because it can happen as a fake out, price can come and do something like this, give you this long week. At the end of the day, it will not do like this. It will go back up and close with the body like this. And then all of this was like a fake out. And then people that are trying to sell, stop loss will be hit. Is that okay? So I'll need to wait. If today wants to actually trade from here, I'm going to get my information at the end of the day, and I'll know that yes, I can look to catch something from here or from this guy. Is that okay? But if it doesn't close like this, I know that yes, price is just trying to trick a seller so that he can continue up and take this structure and do what? Use this guy to continue. Is that okay? It's just in-depth knowledge of the market, right? Like I always say, there are things that we cannot just fully explain in this live session because number one, the time is too short. That is mostly the reason, right? The time is too short, and of course, other factors involved. So this is in-depth knowledge on the market, right? Because you see a long candle does not mean market wants to buy, or because you see a long bullish candle does not mean market wants to buy, or you see a long bearish candle does not mean market wants to sell. Market needs to give you information. You see this market, what they want to do is number one is to seek liquidity, as simple as that. So when they can seek liquidity, when they can check where the buyers are and seek the liquidity there, and then check where the sellers are and seek liquidity there, then they are done. They can continue in their movement, in their direction. So what is happening here is that the market here is still not very clear, because why is weekly low sweeping, but daily is expanding to the downside? Are you seeing that there's conflict? There's conflict of interest. Weekly low. We had a weekly low like this that was swept, right? So why is price not buying? But instead, price is now giving me a expand to the downside. So you see that there is conflict of, should I say, interest there. So what I need to do is I need to wait. Simple. I need to be patient. Let price fully give me what it wants to do on GBP JPY, and then I will trade. All right. So at the end of the day, let's see how this sell. If this sell is going to work, then we'll know if it's going to finally buy after today's information. We are going to know. But if it buys, you know that we are targeting here as our final targets. Okay. So I hope you understand where I am coming from with these explanations. Okay. So let's see GBP USD. Okay. Let's see GBP USD. Let's delete all the information from the previous week. So GBP USD, what do we see here? Let's go to the daily. So now after this daily was taken, what do we see? You see that price has given us what? Expansion, sales or down to the downside. So if I'm to draw a Fibonacci, where am I expecting GBP USD to run into before resuming? Sorry. Where am I expecting GBP USD to run into before resuming its move? It's here. Where's my feed? Here. Here to here. So now, anything from the premium zone, see, this is the 50%. If I'm to let me see if I can turn off these other ones. I turn off this one, and this one. Let's leave this one ahead. So you see that anything within this, from this guy here to this guy here, anything within this range, right, is our what? Is our premium zone. That's where we can look to sell. Is that okay? That's where we can look to sell. That's why I'm patient on GBP USD. GBP USD should trade into this premium zone for me to sell. And then there's something I'm really liking from here. Really like this zone. Okay, I really like this zone for GBP USD. So whenever price comes here, I'll be very much interested in taking this trade. This is also a liquidity build up just beneath our entry. So this is the 4 hours time frame now. So what am I seeing on the 4 hours? The 4 hours is the same thing. Can you see that fair value gap that we had on the daily is also reflecting on the 4 hours time frame? So this is a very interesting place. We can argue that this is a supply zone also, is it not? We can argue that that's a supply zone. So we're very interested in this. And now let's go back to the daily and see something. Okay, now you see that the way price is going back to this area. He's not giving you retracement. It's just going in one direction like that. That is when price really just wants to go for liquidity areas. It just runs back into the liquidity areas and then starts to drop. Is that okay? So overall, my overall view, I'm still quite bearish. I'm still bearish on GBP USD, right? Let price come into this zone first. And then this is my overall target for GBP USD. Is that okay? Where is that target coming from? Very simple now. On the daily time frame, this is the order block. What did price do? Price came here like this and dropped. Now, when price comes back to this place, can you see that this is the origin? This is the origin of all this retracement. All this thing you're seeing here is retracement. Whether you caught a buy from here or whatever, that's good. But all of them is retracement. So what is price going to do? Price has to come back to the genesis of that retracement to fulfill all the laws of market structure. That price has to come back to the beginning of the retracement to fulfill it. Is that okay? So whether price wants to after this move, whether price wants to dance or go up or play around, at the end of the day, we still expect that this low will be taken, so that the laws of market structure will be properly abided to. Is that okay? So that's that. So the liquidity is here. So this is our final target for GU. These are final targets for GU. So let's see how price reacts. If there's anything, definitely we'll share. Currently, the market is just very very one-sided, right? In the sense that it's either it just dropped, small retracement drop again, and then now it's doing that same kind of movement back to the upside again. All right. So let's be patient for GBP USD to come to us, and then we can get a proper, at least a more better entry. Is that okay? And get a better entry. Okay. So that's that for GBP USD. So let's see NZD card. Okay, so my view for NZD card is nothing extravagant. All we just have here, I'm not working with daily candle theory here or whatever. I just saw something on the 4 hours and daily time frame, which is this very nice key level. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Price has used this as a support zone 6 times. And then it did what? It now disregarded this zone to the downside. So what should price do? Price should come back into this area and fall. Is that okay? Price should come back into that area and fall. And we have currently touched that zone. Is that okay? So is it possible for us to sell from there? Yes, we should be able to sell from there. So on the 4 hours time frame now, if we are taking a sell from here, let me see. I would like a refinement though. But taking a sell from here, your SL would have been above here. Now the thing is, the drawn liquidity, the first drawn liquidity is here, right? And this is a small, that's a very small target, right? I don't know if price is going to extend maybe all to these lows. Is that okay? There's only one way to find out. Now I really like this area, even though it's in a quite we like to sell when price is high and then buy when price is low. This price is coming in at a low price. So selling from here is always a little bit tricky, but it's still a very good, still a very good setup. Is that okay? So maybe on the 1 hour time frame now, what we can look to do is let price start to change character on the 1 hour or on the 15 minutes time frame. Go to the so or the 30 minutes rather. Let price start to change character. When we get a change of character, then we should be able to get a more refined entry. So that even if we are trading from wherever that entry is till this low is better. Is it not? So even if you are trading from somewhere till this low is better. But this sell is looking very, very good. It's looking very good, and I'm very interested in this sell. Is that okay? So on the 1 hour time frame, or in fact, if this candle goes to give us a fully bearish engulfing candle, this 1 hour that is forming now, if it goes to give me a fully bearish engulfing candle, I will be very interested in trading it. Is that okay? So in 17 minutes, we're going to know how this candle closes. Else, we might have to go to lower time frame. So this is the low. At least this is the low that we want to expect price to sweep. At least let price sweep, give us a double break of structure. Then we can confirm that this sell is ready for us. Is that okay? This sell is ready for us. Okay. The only reason I'm not entering straight is it's a quite discounted price I'm trying to sell from. Is that okay? It's a quite discounted price. And then not only that, is that the drawn liquidity is very close. Drawn liquidity is very close. So if I'm taking a trade from here on, let me say on the higher time frame, I'm trading like something like a negative risk to reward ratio. Is that okay? And then like something that is at least giving us at least a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio as usual. But this is a very nice place that NZD card should fall from. So let us see what price does in this region. Is that okay? Let's see what price does in this region. Hopefully, we can get a good entry opportunity. All right. So that's NZD card. That's NZD card. We are using the idea of key levels here to catch this possible trading opportunity. Okay. All right. So that's that. And then another thing is that there's still a lot of fair value gap here that price may likely. And see this fair value gap now. This is in a more premium zone. I don't know if you understand. The fair value gap is there in a more premium zone. If I'm drawing my Fibonacci, you'll see what I'm trying to say. That the fair value gap is aligning with the 50% area for the trade, but the sell now is currently in the discounted price. I don't know if you get the point now. So that is the reason why this trade is a little bit sketchy. All right, but usually this is a very good trade. This is a very good trade. So let's see if we can get re-entry on the lower time frame, then we can sell up till this point. Okay. All right. So that's my view. I spotted it and I thought I should share with you all. Okay. So that's NZD card. Euro card. Let's see. Euro card just the buy. Euro card is just flying to the upside. So how can we join in? I spotted something on the, I think on the 4 hours. Is it on the 4 hours? Yes, on the 4 hours. So what we have here, we had a sweep here. We had a price has come to take all. If I go to the line chart, you see that all of this is a break of structure. All this other one is just weak. Weak was just, doing its thing. And now what has price done? Price left this fair value gap area here. Price left this fair value gap area here. And what did it go on to do? It has gone to print liquidity. So what do we have? We have a sweep. We have a sweep of this low. We have sweep of this low. We are going to do what? We are going to break this high, leaving here as what? Leaving here as liquidity. Is that okay? So what we're expecting price to do now is that let price drop into this zone, right? And then this is where we're going to continue buying Euro card from. Okay, this is a very simple QMR approach. This QMR approach is simply sweep, break, and inducement. It's as simple as that. So this is the sweep, this is the break, and this is the inducement, right? In the case of sell, we have in the case of sell, right? We have a sweep, and then we have a break, then we have what? We have inducement. So this is expecting price to come in here and fall. It's also very similar. The QMR approach is very similar to the heads and shoulders pattern. Is that okay? It's very, very similar to the heads and shoulders pattern. In fact, it's technically heads and shoulders pattern. Is that okay? So that's what we're having there. That's what we're having there. You can see this is the left, this is like the left shoulder, this is the head, this is the right shoulder. So is it wrong if you expect price to come and tap here before and touch this fair value gap before going up? Of course not. So I'm very much interested in trading from here. Is that okay? Let me check the daily time frame again for something. Okay. There was a lot of expansion here that price may be interested in the future. But okay, let's just see how this our entry does first. If you can get a trade on the 1 hour time frame here, then good. But if it doesn't give you, you know where it's going for bar. Is this area. Is that okay? But for now, 4 hours, 1 hour should give us a re-entry opportunity here that we can take our trades from. Is that okay? It's a very nice setup. It's a very nice setup. And I think we should be able to, get something out of this. All right. So what else do we have? Okay, we have two more USJPY and gold. Let me analyze JPY from gold, from the monthly time frame. So USDJPY was one of those trades that I saw something on the monthly that really interested me. Is that okay? There's something on the monthly that interested me on USDJPY. What do you see here? A monthly low was swept. Then we're supposed to go for the monthly high. Is it not? Now let's check the weekly. What is the weekly telling us? Look, go to the line chart. What do you see here? You see that the weekly, even though when I change to the candle, you see that it was very choppy. But at the end of the day, that's why we use the line chart so that we can eliminate all the noise. And we are still very much, having a clear vision of what we are supposed to work with. Back to the candlestick. Now, can you see that last week gave us an expansion to the upside? Can you see that now we have monthly has been swept, the weekly now has aligned. So is it wrong if you say that we should continue looking for buys on USD JPY? So remember we said that after this low, swept, this high of this consolidation will be swept. Is that okay? As will be taken. So the price should retrace before going up. So now where are we going to trade? Where are we going to trade this guy from? We're going to trade it from. Let's check it out. So this is the cheaper part of the range. Now, you remember that from selling, if you are selling, you want to sell at what? Want to sell at the premium price, right? And then if you are buying, you want to buy at the what? At the discounted price. As simple, you are selling what? You are selling high, and you are buying low. As simple as that. All right. Of course, if the price of something is 1,000 naira You prefer to buy it at that point than when the price is 1,500, is it not? And then, of course, you would prefer to also sell that same thing when the price is 1,005 than when it is 1,000. So that's the simple idea when we bring it into trading. Okay, so this is a discounted zone that what's it called? That USD JPY should come into. Now, what am I also seeing? Sorry, what am I also seeing is there is is small, but it's there. There's a fair value gap there. It's small, but it is there. Is that okay? So this guy now is working as our inducement. So when price drops into this zone, we're going to enter the 4 hours. 4 hours self even has another thing down here. So you see that this low is a very powerful low. This area here, a very powerful area for price to trade to. Normally, we'll have loved to trade from here, but since we have a clear direction, and then we know that price should come into the discounted price to give us a tradable opportunity before we buy, then surely we should expect good trade opportunities from this discounted zone on USD JPY. Is that okay? So that's that. And then lastly, for currencies, gold has given us a new all-time high this morning. So you see that gold is just buying. There's a new all-time high. So what I spotted on gold that I want to share with us is this guy, 4 hours time frame key level. Okay, what do you see here? It's very simple now. At this point, you should be able to see this thing. You see here, price use here, it now disrespected it here. What they now do? Now use it as a resistance here, as a resistance here again, and as here. And then what he didn't go on to do, he went on to take that area again with what? With imbalance. Is that okay? So I'm very much interested in everything that gold has to do when it comes back into this area. Now, what are you also noticing here? That this is a what? This is a liquidity. So if gold will have the love of God in his heart to come back to this zone, we are going to what? We are going to look to buy from this region. Is that okay? We're going to look to buy. And then wherever gold starts to retreat, let's say it retraces from there to buy here. Of course, you know the laws now, market structure, that price should go to the place that started that whole retracement move. So gold should be able to trade all the way back to that high. So if gold can give us another nice retracement, should be able to join in the trend. Is that okay? I think this one we can go straight market execution, like we can go straight limits when gold comes here. Let me see how I have entered the trade. We can put it below the fair value gap candle, or less. Is this one okay? But this is the candle that started this whole break. So you can put it here, you can put it here. But let's try to keep it here first. Let me see what the R will be. Okay, ahead. At least we can still realize 2R in that range. So it's not bad. It's nice. I like it. And that's fine. All right. So that's that for that from me on currencies. Okay. So you see that we are analyzing for today alongside for the entire week. So let's just follow the market slowly. Today is Monday. Don't rush. Don't say, today is Monday. Let me catch trade. The way the market can take money from you on Monday can affect you for the whole week. Is that okay? And now this is our trade for Vogue 40. Remember when I told you, or when I told us that this trade, when it comes back here, is going to sell from here. Why? Because of key level 1, 2, 3, 4, alongside what? Alongside liquidity here. So what the price do? What we are seeing here is that price, let me see if I can take back my drawing. So price has started. There was a fully bearish engulfing candle here on the 4 hours that confirmed that trade. Is that okay? There was a fully bearish engulfing candle that confirmed that trade. So if I'm to go to the 2 hours to look for another re-entry for us, because now what's happening here is that this one happened like I think very early. Yeah, so it's no. So the 4 hours now is trying to expand again. So if the 4 hours see now, let's look at a line chart. If the 4 hours should give us another expansion, we know that we are due. See the sweep and break on the 1 hour time frame. Is there imbalance? Yep, there is imbalance. So am I interested? Yes, I am interested. And this is a very good area that we can trade. Sorry, forgive me. That we can trade and we can trade for 40 from, okay, this area. So you see that what's the only thing that's remaining is that let that 4 hours close bearish. So please, if the 4 hours closes bearish, you can put an SL there. And then where are we going to target? We're going to target this low that started the retracement. All right, so that's that. So what is it we're waiting for? We're waiting for 4 hours to close below this line. Let 4 hours close below this line. If it doesn't close below this line, it means it may have another plans. Why? Because in as much as this thing worked out, this high, price did not respect this high, which was not a good sign. Price is supposed to respect that high when it comes to fully bearish engulfing candle. But let's see, maybe if it closes like this, then you know that okay, all this thing, all hope is restored, and we can look to trade from there. So if there's anything for synthetic indices along the line, okay, we think we had a loss here during the week on flip X1, we had a loss here. And then we had a re-entry call for flip X4. This retracement here, this retracement hits stop loss, this retracement, but the main trade that we called from the class hit take profit. But this retracement here, you know, it's very sad when you enter a trade and then market starts to consolidate. It's not your fault, it's not my fault, right? It's just something that we have to deal with. Is that okay? They said that there was this unhealthy consolidation that affected us. So there was a buy here that this SL was below here that we got taken out. So now what is happening here is that after this consolidation sweep of the low and the high was taken, price came back to do what? To reinteract with that zone. So what we're expecting is that price should come back into here for flip X4. Because flip X4 is still bullish from this our demand zone that we had here. So price should still be able to continue in this area like this, and then we can continue to buy F4. So we are waiting for price to trade back into our zone. It's patience. The game is patience all along. There's always patience. Okay. So that's that for big X4. So I don't think I just have those two. For now, I just have those two lookouts for synthetics. I just have those two lookouts for synthetics. If there's anything, I will definitely drop a trade call for us on the group along the line. Is that okay? So once again, I greet everybody, especially it's been a nice day with us, and we hope to have a successful trading week, a profitable trading week. So follow the markets little by little, and then where there is conflict of interest, wait for what? Wait for market to give you further conviction by giving you a re-entry in your direction, and then you can trade. So I greet everybody. Have a lovely trading day and a profitable week. Have a good day. Bye.